Build your shields and show us your ways. Your resources will be kind to our own. Your miners will adapt to service to us. Resistance is futile.
Okay, so welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of The Mighty Clam Presents. And firstly, I'd like to take this opportunity to apologise to you all. An explanation rather than an apology. Real life obviously comes first, and I've been dealing with a few issues in real life, which, although it hasn't prevented me from playing the game, I've just been major busy securing new employment, and basically, I've had a number of videos that I've wanted to produce and just haven't had the time. Uh, I won't say haven't had the motivation, but motivation has certainly taken a dip. Um, I have, for example, a tribute to Hivemind that the guys and gals on our server went to great lengths to organise, and we have the footage, and every intention was being made on my part to upload this video, and I just really haven't gotten round to doing it. And I will do this week, hopefully. I start the new job on Monday, and so things are finally looking up in my personal life. So, yeah, so I'd like to apologize for not uploading any new content in the last month or so. And I'm glad that you guys are still subscribing to my channel. So, the point of this video is very simply an Alliance member of mine seems to believe that Scopely have changed the way the faction hunters operate. You know, those pesky trained fighter ships that hunt you down when you're in hostile territory. It used to be the case that you could send your ship and the one behind it would survive. Now, that is still the case. The front ship then warps away. However, you could also use one of your ships, not the one being targeted, to destroy or at least fight the faction hostile. And if you killed it, that was it. However, there's been a change, according to my Alliance member. So we're going to test these theories. We're going to send in a miner onto a node, followed by a guard ship, which is what he wants to do. He wants to have a guard ship next to his miner. So the faction hostile targets his miner. He then sends his guard ship to destroy it, and he claims that the faction hostile keeps spawning. Secondly, I'm going to test my theory, which is sending 3 ships. So if he is correct, I think that the way around that is to just send all 3 ships, 2 of which will be unscathed, 1 of which then either destroys the faction hunter and warps off, or just warps off and nobody needs to kill anything. And then finally, I'm going to demonstrate my preferred method, and Deanna Clam, was her idea actually. She's the one who put me onto it. I, if I'm fighting hostiles in an area, relocate my station to that area, and then if you just send a ship out of your station followed by another ship and recall the first ship, it's basically the same as when you warp, except you're using impulse speed, so everything happens in a matter of seconds. What she does is use a relter, and it's a brilliant idea. A relter costs what, 28 par steel? Not even 100 par steel. So, without further ado, I've waffled enough. Let's get on and demonstrate these things. So, firstly, you can see here that I am currently hostile to Klingons. Smelly, dirty, cranial ridged Klingons. Not like the space saints who are standing for all that's good in the world, or the pointy-eared Romulans who are pointy-eared little elves. No, these dirty, evil space dwarfs that are hell-bent on war and should be annihilated. But anyway, you can see that I'm hostile to Klingons, so I'm going to send my Horizon to mine in hostile territory. We're going to choose an area in Itoin and send out the Horizon, which I want to arrive first in this instance. Usually what you would do is send a ship and then the miner so that you can warp your ship away. However, Keep Clam wants to have a guard ship. And that's how he's discovered this change, because previously he could send the miner and the guard ship, use the guard ship to take out the ship that was targeting the miner, and both ships would then remain in the system untouched. He claims that this is no longer happening, so let's see. We'll find a node that looks good enough and make sure the right crew is on it, because I know this is just a demonstration, but if I'm mining crystal, I want the crystal miner to be the captain, because, well, that's just how it is. And I know this is just a demonstration, but I want everything to be correct. You can't mine crystal if you're not using Barrett. You can't mine if you're not using a miner. So anybody who is mining in battleships or explorers deserve to be blown up at every occasion. So I've finally settled on Camia rather than Itoin, and we're going to send the Horizon followed by the Mayflower. And the Horizon, we want that to arrive first, so that is taking a warp time of 1 minute 17. And the Mayflower, we want to arrive after that, so we'll wait until 53 seconds has passed on the Horizon. So the Horizon arrives first and is then targeted by the Klingon trained fighter. And of course, with the magic of the internet, we can fast forward this a little bit. And not that I'm one for demonstrating scopely bugs, but that Horizon seems to have arrived and it has not appeared. And there we are. They've just magically appeared. This lag is annoying me. I think I shall have to reboot the game. But in the meantime, we'll just wait for confirmation that these pesky hunters are going to turn up and find out which ship has been targeted. Attack incoming. Let's move the Horizon out of the way. And where is this ship? I think I'm lagging out and I can't see anything, so I think what I will do is move the Horizon to the other side of town and quickly reboot the game, and then I can be in business again. I don't know whether it's because I'm recording or my broadband is playing up, or maybe I'm on mobile data and I don't realize. Yep. So I'll move this ship across town and reload. Interestingly, this little event calendar gives us a snapshot of what to expect over the course of this event. It's quite useful to sometimes, if you can, take a screenshot of that, because it doesn't always appear. And that way you can refer to it and you can plan what is coming up. So you know whether there's a mining event next or so on and so forth. It's worthwhile, especially sharing that kind of thing on your alliance, because your alliance, if it's worth its salt, should be using Discord, and you can post this stuff and it's never going to disappear. Your text isn't going to disappear from your chat messages and so on and so forth. I really can't believe a game of this magnitude still doesn't have a decent rudimentary in-game communication system where at least your personal messages can only be deleted if you choose to do so. But anyway, I digress. Let's get back on with the show. Sure enough, in the time it's taken me to reboot, I've been attacked twice by 2 Klingon fighters. Ship C is my horizon, so something has taken a nibble out of my horizon whilst I've been hit with the lag monster and had to reboot. So, no matter, we have another attack incoming, and I can dispatch my Mayflower, move the horizon out of the way, and grab that Mayflower and smack that little pesky fighter. There he is. Mr. Klingon is, yep, it was only Ship C. The Mayflower wasn't targeted, which proves that the ship arriving first is still the only one targeted, so that behaviour hasn't changed. And in normal circumstances, I would warp the Mayflower away now if that was the first ship. But since the miner was the one that arrived first, we have to kill this blighter, or at least attack it. And even if my ship dies, it would disappear. My Mayflower is clearly a lot more powerful than this individual. It's like 3 times the power. So, boom. Take him out. You are trespassing. Oh, okay. Let's bring him down and take out that explorer on the node, because explorers should not be mining on nodes. We can do a public service while we're giving you a public service. How about that? So let's remove him from that. Oh, who says one of our friends? At the moment, at least. Oh, there's another Klingon fighter. Right. So it appears my alliance mate was absolutely correct. If you kill the Klingon fighter that was targeting your miner, that Klingon fighter team is now targeting the ship that killed it. So the miner is no longer under attack. The Mayflower is, but we warp the Mayflower away and the Klingon fighter disappears. So, to summarize, the miner was being attacked by a Klingon fighter. We killed the Klingon fighter with the Mayflower, and then the Mayflower came under attack. Warp the Mayflower away, and nobody is under attack. However, my alliance member wants to keep a guard ship there. So, we're gonna have to try number 2, send in 3 ships. Now, of course, when I set out to make these tests, I didn't do it with the intent on embarrassing Keep Clam. He's a very knowledgeable guy. He knows a lot about the game. Like all my alliance members, they know their shit. But it was an opportunity to make a video for the community describing what I feel is a stealth change. But before we continue, let's take a quick look at these new events that started today. We have the Threat from Beyond, LB. Don't know what LB stands for, but this is a killing swarm or killing the bees, as the white lady with the black stripes, jailer, refers to them while she's messing around with the floating head. It appears that the top 3 ranks in this event are useful, and prizes right down to 100, which is great to see. US Intrepid blueprints, markers, shards for the top prize, 2,500 latinum, decent rewards for the top prize, and it's individuals, so that's great. We also have a few different threat from beyonds. The heroic is killing swarms level 26 and 28 in my case. My Mayflower can kill a whole 2 level 28 swarms before needing to be repaired. So without a Franklin, that's just not doable. Without lots of resources. How do we get the Franklin? Well, that's what this whole week of events is about. The threat from beyond, again, is killing normal swarms, so that's much more achievable for everybody. And it's, Scopely are trying to encompass everybody here, whether you're level 17 or 37. Now, whilst we were busy looking at those events, I've warped the Mayflower and the Kumari into this system next to the Horizon node that we were mining on earlier, and just to see if I could set up a guard ship. But I actually completely messed up the timings, and the Mayflower has arrived a good 30 seconds ahead of the Kumari. So here's the Mayflower, and obviously a Klingon fighter is going to target him. And when the Kumari arrives, one only assumes that that one is going to be targeted too, unless some hapless soul happens to warp in at the same time as me. So there we can see that level 23 Klingon fighter. There he is, coming to smash my Mayflower. So he thinks. Obviously, the Mayflower is going to survive. The Kumari should just be entering the system any moment now, and I'm going to take out that ship with the Kumari. As you can see, the Kumari's icon has also just flashed. So there he is, 24 coming for the Kumari, 23 coming for the Mayflower. Let's attack that with the Kumari. And go in and zap that level 20 floor with the Kumari as well. Or in fact, no, we just warp the Kumari and the 24 should disappear. The 24 should disappear when I hit warp. Boom, he's gone. So that's how you set up your guard ship when you're already mining. Just as an aside to point number 1. So let's actually set up point number 2. And again, whilst I'm warping my ships around, we'll have another look at those Franklin events. So we can see there we've got Franklin acquisition mining and Franklin acquisition PvE. So acquisition mining. Mine valuable materials. It's a typical mining event. There's nothing special. It's mine G3, G2 for your 2 points and your 10 points, and mine your resources. The tiers, Franklin blueprint, there's 2, another 6, so there's 8. Tier 3 gives us another 15, so there's 23. And the final tier should give us 1 million part steel token. That's nice. And then more tokens, another 22 blueprints for a total of 45. So there's half your USS Franklin blueprints. The PvE, again, nothing special here. It's a typical Hostiles event. 20 points for your whatever the current range that you're fighting. For me, it's level 30 pluses give me 20 points. No different to any other attack hostiles events. Tier 1, again, 2 blueprints. Another 6 for tier 2 gives us up to 8. You're getting your uncommon crystal and gas and whatnot. Another 15 brings us to the 23. And finally, the last 22 for a total of 45 is your other half of the deal. As you can see, I am progressing quite nicely, and with 5 days to go of this event, well, 5 days, 17 hours, nearly 6 days to go in this event, I'm already halfway through the mining. I've got 1.49 million left to mine, so I need 2.9 million, so I'm about halfway there. At the PVE, slightly less, I need 9,000, and I've currently got 3,500, so I'm about a third in, 2/3 to go. So going to take a quick look at building the USS Franklin. At this point, I want to make a big shout out to Rev Deuce, who has already taken us through a couple of tiers of building this ship. Big shout out to him, even though he got the ship for free and we're all jealous. His videos are very, very good. From his videos, we know that that allows us to upgrade our warp engines on the USS Franklin, the frequency modulators, as well as being used for the white lady who's obsessed with the floating head during her missions. We also use them to upgrade the ships. So the first 20k is given by building the ship, and then from then on we are awarded points for the various upgrades. Tier 2 of this event gives us some more titanium and some frequency modulators, and Tier 3 gives us some more goodies. 40k points gets us more frequency modulators, more titanium, and a whole hour repair speed up. That's going to be useful. And finally, swarm biominerals. We know that this baby making beadoo is used in our refinery to get these mini tokens. They've created 10k dilithium, 100k titanium, and 100k par steel tokens. So they are now the common tokens, and the old tokens are now blue rare tokens. They're the big daddy ones. So our baby making beadoo gives us par steel titanium. I'm going to do my mining while I'm here. Sorry, not mining, refining while I'm here. And oh look, some rare as rocking horse shit, uncommon ore, and the not so rare refined gas, and probably no crystal for me because I'm never that lucky. Oh, some rarer than rocking horse shit, uncommon crystal. Yeah, they need to change the names of these because the uncommons are rare and the rares are not very rare at all. At this point, I'm going to apologize for my microphone issues. If the sound quality keeps changing, it's because my microphone's just died and I've had to use another one. Anyway, so you can also see here, guys, that 1 ship XP spent on the USS Franklin gives you this experience. So that's where you're getting your points from. Again, just a quick look at that top tier. The more ship XP you spend, where you're getting the ship XP from, because you're not going to buy a ship pack. Please tell me you're not going to buy a ship pack. That's not a ship pack, a ship pack. However, the pack is shit. The best thing to do is spend Latinum and wait until there's a ship event on. Now, I know the events are currently suspended as of 5:30 British summertime, so that's 4:30 UTC, and you can work back from there. If you're Eastern Seaboard, that's 5 hours behind. So, in approximately 2 hours from when I'm going to post this video, or in fact, by the time I post this video, the events will probably be back on. Panic posted an announcement saying they were temporarily suspended, but in the next 5 days, there's bound to be at least one ship XP event. Upgrade your Franklins then. You've got plenty of time to build them and do all of those events and get your Franklin for free, frankly. So I have all my ships huddled up in a corner in Camea, and I'm going to warp all 3 of them over into, well, once I take the horizon off that node, I'm going to warp all 3 of them into Itoin and test that the front one gets jumped and the other 2 are left alone. And that way, my alliance member gets his guard ship and he doesn't even have to lift a finger. So again, magic of the internet, I can fast forward all this for you. I do, however, need to work out which ship is warping where. The 1 minute 13 on Horizon, 53 on the Mayflower, 105 on the Kamari. So I want the Kamari to go first, arrive first. So we're going to have to warp the Horizon first because that takes the longest. No. Okay, let's just decide fast because there's an attack ship coming for my Kumari next door. So we'll warp the Horizon and wait a few seconds. We'll warp the Kumari in and then wait until both of them are a little bit further down and warp in the Mayflower. So Mayflower takes 53, so warp it now. So the Kumari should arrive first. I cut that fine. Should have warped the Kamari. Yeah, anyway, that hurts my head. We're just going to sit and wait and hope that the Kumari arrives first. I could fast forward this, but you know what? Let's build up the anticipation here. Who is going to arrive first? The Kumari enters its natural habitat. No, I'm not David Attenborough. Here it comes. Which is going to appear first, or am I going to lag out? That's a fair shout, to be fair. Right, there we are. Oh, which one arrived first? That looked like the Kamari. Let's move it out the way and see. Should a pesky attack ship arrive? Methinks something is arriving, coming in, enter screen left. Yep, it's definitely targeting the Kamari. Brilliant, that's what I wanted. So those 2 ships, A and C, look to be left alone. Nothing is coming for them. Warp the Kamari away. Lo and behold, attack ship dies. We have a miner. We have a guard ship. Boom. Case closed. That's how you do it. Now, let's go and head towards a mine. Not that I'm going to bother, because the next thing we want to test is part 3. The station trick. And this is for those of you that like to jump around, and it makes sense, especially if you're holding resources like I am, 14 million trit, everybody tries to poke my shields at least once a day. If my shields are down, as you can see they are currently, and all 3 ships are out playing. So I am a sitting duck for someone who is level 35 with a maxed out horizon or even a faction ship, because my station is not powerful enough to resist them, and he helps himself to 500,000 of my resources. Or in the case of a faction ship, a damn sight more. A faction miner, I mean. Because they can run into the millions. So let's fast forward by finding a station, finding a system to put my station in. Ulrich is a good one. I like to hunt hostiles here. And we'll find somewhere for it to relocate once my ships get home. So fast forward this for you guys. And so by magic, my ships are now home and I've found somewhere to relocate my station. So we'll go here and spend another relocation token and set out a ship to mine. Probably a bad idea to relocate right next to him when I don't have a shield. Oh, he's leaving, that's good. Although level 27, he's nothing to worry about, and my ships are all home. Okay, let's repair those bad boys. So what I'm going to do here, guys, is take out the Kimari first, leave that outside the station, then bring out the Horizon. Now what will happen is my Kimari will be targeted, and once it is, I can send it home on impulse power, and the Horizon will be free to go wherever it wants because it's undetected. We can't use the warp signature being masked as an excuse because it hasn't warped. But anyway, this is another way to avoid those pesky little trained fighters, especially if you're in a system that's much bigger than you are. Like this one, the ships here will kill me. They'll one-shot me. So as you can see, my Horizon moves about. Now let's send him home, because this time I'm gonna, oh look, there's a node. I'll send my Kimari, I'll send my Horizon to mine there. Oh no, I've forgotten, and it's gonna be attacked. Well, the fastest ship in the game is a Relta, and it doesn't matter how far away that hostile is to my Kimari, that Relta will get there way before it'll ever arrive at that mine, because that Relta will fly out of the station, attack that Klingon fighter, who will destroy the Relta, and then disappear. QED. Case closed. Horizon is free to mine in peace, and the beauty about the Relta is that it costs 83 par steel to repair. That's nothing. Okay guys, I really hope that this video has been informative. Once again, I'm sorry that I haven't put out a video in so long. I will try to do more regular videos in the future because this game, I love it. I do love it. What's kept me playing is the people in the game, and by extension, the people across the servers in the community we have, the community of fans. Scopely are trying their best. Certainly Panic and the community service guys are trying their best. They have listened to some extent to some of the concerns, and the game is getting better. So until the next time, guys, peace out, clam on, and get the beers in, and I'll see you next time. You take care.